Surprise, the Republican plan to repeal the ACA will also include a tax cut for the rich. Now, The Hill is reporting that as it stands, there will be 2 taxes that will be eliminated if the Affordable Care Act is repealed that will only affect people making over $200,000 a year or more. Now, they ran the numbers, The Hill did, and CBO ran the numbers and it's reported in The Hill that would result in $346 billion in tax cuts over the next 10 years that will only affect the top 1%. And people making over $200,000 a year. So not quite the top 1%. But still, some fairly rich people. Now, Trump and his surrogates did promise that any major tax cut for the rich would be offset by closing loopholes. Now, we've seen this game before. Okay, we've heard this. We've played this game. Okay, no. We're going to lower taxes, but we're going to close the loopholes, right? We're going to make sure it's revenue neutral. Okay, well, as soon as they lower taxes, they put the loopholes back in, and then they pocket the extra cash. See, that's how they do these things. Well, they can close the loopholes. That also means that they can write new ones in. Who do you think's been writing all these loopholes? It's not the companies. It's not the taxpayers. We're not writing loopholes. No, it's the politicians. No, politicians that are funded by the companies, yes. But those are the guys that are writing these loopholes in. They can take them out. They can put it back in. And that's exactly what they're doing. And then they have new loopholes and a lower tax rate, which means they stick you with the rest of the bill. You're the one holding the bag. So, again, in this case, the ACA, the tax cut created by the repeal of the ACA would not be offset by closing loopholes. No. This would be a straight up tax cut, leading to a windfall for the rich, a $346 billion windfall for the rich. Great. Now, The Hill writes, the taxes in question are known as the Medicare tax on higher income individuals and the net investment income tax. Now, the former is a 0.9% tax placed on those who earn $200,000 or more individually, or $250,000 for married couples who file jointly. Now, it comes on top of the Medicare payroll tax employees have to pay together with their employers, but it only applies to the income that exceeds $200,000. So, basically, it only applies on income above that $200,000. Anything you make over $200,000, it's taxed. Anything under, obviously, it doesn't apply. So it's a marginal tax rate. Anything below doesn't touch. Just to be clear. Now, they further explain that net investment income tax is a 3.8% levy meant to complement the Medicare payroll tax, since investment income was not previously taxed in that same way. Now, it applies on investment income, such as capital gains, dividends, and interest income for those making $200,000 or more. Now, of course, this was obviously not aimed at the middle class. No, this was aimed at the rich. Okay? Most middle class families, as far as I know, do not receive capital gains. They just don't. At least none that I know of. You could tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. Now, again, big tax break for rich people and a big old fuck you for the poor and the middle class. This is how we're rolling in Trump's America. But don't get me wrong. Democrats also love reducing taxes on the rich. They'll at least throw us a bone. Whereas Republicans are like, no, straight up tax cuts for the rich. And in this case, they're putting it in it's a stealth tax, essentially, inside the repeal of the ACA. And as I'm going to show you, that's the entire reason that they want to repeal the ACA. But first, let me tell you how much they're going to get from this. There's a Tax Policy Center report that found the repeal of the net investment income tax would equate to $154,000 in annual savings for the top 0.1%. Now, if you're a Trump supporter, for example, I thought you guys didn't like it when the super rich didn't pay their taxes. I'm on good authority that there's a lot of Trump supporters out there that are like, no, we've already given enough to the rich. They've already taken enough. It is time to pay their fair share. Well, look at what's happening. Here's what they're doing. They're reaching into your pocket, taking your health care away, and then they're getting a big tax cut for it. Well, and look, this isn't even in addition to the billions that they're going to get during the Trump administration when he lowers corporate taxes. And of course, they can't wait to do this. Now, there is Ryan Ellis, former tax policy director for Grover Norquist's Americans for Tax Reform. He talked to Politico, and he told him the real reason that they're really looking forward to this Obamacare repeal. Quote, "To me personally, that's the best part about repealing Obamacare. Because on the healthcare side of it, you have this complicated replace that you have to turn to after that. But on taxes, it's all easy. It's all dessert." You understand that? See, this isn't about healthcare. It's not about freedom. It's not about delivering better healthcare. No. The whole thing is about dessert. They want their cake and to eat it too off your back. No, they want to eat your cake. They're going to drink your milkshake. That's what they want. And you see this guy, this anti-tax guy, saying, I really don't want to have to sit there and come up with a replacement plan because it's complicated and it's messy and it's not going to work if they don't raise some sort of taxes to make it functional. No, they don't want to worry about any of that. What they want is their yummy, delicious tax cuts. That's what they want. I don't care about you. Gimme. I want my tax cuts. From your wallet right to my pocket, man. That's what happens. Not only that, of course, but with the repeal of Obamacare, according to The Hill, the end of the ACA tax subsidies means that lower and middle class income people, in effect, will get a tax hike. They will still have to pay insurance, and while they're dismantling Obamacare, but those subsidies gone. Now, the dismantling of the subsidies, they say, in the 2015 version of the Republicans' repeal legislation was delayed for 2 years. However, the tax cuts go into effect right away. So they get their tax cuts, but the subsidies are still there. Well, somebody's got to pay for it. It's you guys. So now you're going to pay for your own subsidies that are going to come to you for the next 2 years. Whereas the rich immediately get their tax cut. You know why? Because again, it's all about dessert. That's what they want. Not about healthcare. Anyway. Now, Chuck Marr says, you have a new Congress, and all indications that the first major piece of legislation is a bill with a major tax increase on working class people and a tax cut on wealthy people. You're raising rates on working class people while you make it harder for them to get to the doctor, and that's exactly 100% true. Now, he also adds that seems at odds with the narrative of what this whole election was about. Well, that's because Donald Trump and the Republicans, they lied to you. They lied to your face the whole time. And you guys ate it up. Repeal, replace. Repeal, replace. No. All they wanted was the repeal. There is no replace. There is no replace. They don't care about a replacement plan because they want their tax cuts. And look at that, man. We elected Donald Trump, and immediately what's going to happen, the first thing on their list, get rid of Obamacare, get rid of these taxes, give me and the rest of the rich a giant tax cut. And you're going to lose your health care and your subsidies while they laugh all the way to the bank. Because again, it's not about you, it's about them. You got played. Donald Trump's over here saying, suckers, I told them I was going to drain the swamp and lower their taxes. No, I'm actually filling the swamp even more. And I'm raising their taxes and I'm lowering mine. That's what he was going to do. He's cutting taxes for his rich friends and leaving you holding the bag while he takes your health insurance away. And so to everybody who voted for Donald Trump, thinking that he was going to do the opposite, no. Don't say we didn't warn you. Because that's exactly what he's going to do. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation.